The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. But to keep the flame alive, a couple needs to spend some quality time together. Unless you look like Thor, because I'm pretty sure that man's smolder alone is enough to ignite the flames of passion. But for all us mere mortals, it's important to incorporate fun, quality time in your relationship. And as a completely unbiased party, I can say the absolute best quality PG activity is playing a board game. Hi, I'm Ben, just a man seeking meeple, and today I'm dressed to give various awards to what I deem are the best games for couples in a variety of categories. So, let's take a look. Now, if you somehow got lucky enough to marry someone who loves board games so much that they want to play big, epic campaign games with you, first of all, you won the marriage lottery, and the rest of us hate you just a little bit. But secondly, there's no short supply of options to choose from. Games like Gloomhaven or Frosthaven can keep you busy for months, if not a year or two. But for most of us, these are the games we need to stay away from if we want to stay married. They're long and complicated with a huge mental load, oftentimes at the end of a regular day of work, cleaning, keeping children alive, and just the stress of life. A great couples game is something that isn't too long, is easy to learn, and importantly, easy to come back to if it's been a while. Now, that's not to say you can't have fun with a campaign or a legacy game with just a slightly smaller scope. Though there's some tough competition in this category, I'd like to give the award to the great Reiner Knizia's My City. This is a simple yet compelling tile-laying game. The twist is that every 3 games unlocks a new envelope, a new era with new components and new rules. The gameplay evolves as time goes on. That's not to mention that every win and every loss will grant permanent changes to your city board. As the campaign progresses, you'll really feel a connection to your own board, and the race to win will become fiercer and fiercer. It's an excellent game that plays quick, is easy to learn, but stays interesting the whole way through the 24-game campaign. And it's remarkably affordable. It's an easy recommendation, and it also plays well with 3 or 4 players if you want to expand it to be a family game instead. Now, I'm cheating a little bit because there are actually 2 campaign games that I'd like to win. The next just so happens to also be a roll and write. The kind of game that you roll some dice or flip a card and everyone has to choose how to use the results. Welcome 2 is really good, and it plays from 1 to 99, but the award actually goes to its baby brother, Welcome to the Moon. This is one of the best games from last year, and honestly, one of my favorites of all time. It has a ridiculous amount of content with 8 completely different games inside the box that evolve and change as you play through campaign after campaign. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think this game is the game that can help others learn to enjoy learning rules, which normally is by far the biggest barrier of entry. I cannot recommend Welcome to the Moon enough. Go ahead, take the leap and blast off. You'll thank me for it. Every once in a while, you need a chance to just spoil yourself with a new experience for a fun date. One of our favorite dates is to go to an escape room. Yet sometimes you don't have the luxury to go out. So why not puzzle solve in the comfort of your own home? It's a great way to discover that sometimes your knight in shining armor turns out to be an idiot wrapped in tinfoil, but a charming and lovable idiot. It's hard to go wrong with an escape room in a box. But if I was to recommend something, I'd throw my recommendation with Unlock for an app-driven, thematic, and timed experience, or Exit for a bit more of a cerebral and abstracted experience. They're only to play once, but they are just so much fun. They say love is being able to fart in front of each other, but true love is being able to destroy your partner so utterly and completely and still hold hands afterwards. This award goes to games that make you think, second guess, and outsmart your loved one. A lot of games can fit this award, but I'm happy to just give a nod to one of the very few mass market games that I actually really like, and that is Boggle. The classic word game to make as many words and as long of words as you possibly can, as quickly as you can. My wife and I have been playing it since one of our very first dates, so it has a special spot in my heart. That said, the winner of the Outwit Your Opponent game has to go to another newfound love, which is, Mind MGMT. Now, Mind Management is a hidden movement game of cat and mouse. It's all about deduction and gives both sides plenty of opportunity to feel clever. It also expands as you play and lose by unlocking more and more hidden abilities that give you an advantage on your next game. Not to mention that this is dripping in a very interesting theme that's pretty foreign to me. It has me wanting to read the graphic novel it's based on. Perhaps that might give me the edge against my wife in our next game. Now, my favorite gaming experiences are often the games that take a little bit longer to play. These are the games I organize game nights for. The filling entrees, not the tasty appetizers. Honestly, this award can go to whatever your favorite game is, because that's what will give you joy. For my wife, her favorite game is Agricola, the classic worker placement farming epic by one of our favorite designers, Uwe Rosenberg himself. We've seriously played this game hundreds of times over the years, but it's a little brutal and unforgiving to new players. And as a result, I would not recommend this necessarily to a couple. And instead, I'd recommend Rosenberg's other classic worker placement farming epic made exclusively for 2 players, Fields of Arle. But honestly, just go with what you love. These longer epic game nights don't happen often with me and my wife, but when they do, they're magic. So as I said at the beginning of this, a great couples game is something that isn't too long, is easy to learn, and importantly, easy to come back to if it's been a while. There are so many games that can fit this bill, games that we love. These are the games that get the most play in our home. A good couples game has a simple rule set, but so much depth in its execution. And though it's difficult to just choose one winner in this category, I don't know if another game execute on that premise of simplicity but depth better than Patchwork. It's most likely you know this well. Purchase quilting polyominoes with buttons to gain more buttons and fill out your quilt, all while managing your time and position. It's an elegant and simple design as any, and yet the simple rule set pays dividends in fun. I really think this should be on the official games you must play before you die list. It's sparked an entire genre of gaming and is still going strong. And, well, now for our final award. What is the absolute best couples game of all time? It has to be fast but deep, strategic and tense, maybe a little cutthroat, but fun. Ultimately, it has to be the best couples game ever made. And well, the winner of this very prestigious trophy goes to Seven Wonders Duel. Oh, what can I say about Seven Wonders Duel that hasn't already been said? The game's brilliant. It takes drafting, but makes every single decision excruciating. Every choice is a card you take away from your opponent, but also the choice to leave behind goodies for them as well. There's just enough manipulation to surprise your enemy, and with 3 different victory conditions, I feel like holding my breath for the whole game. This game is not for the faint of heart. This is a game to outwit and outmaneuver your companion, a game to steal victory from their very clutches. It's magic, and we love it. Our copy is well used with hundreds and hundreds of plays, but even now, it still brings us joy. It's well deserving to be crowned the absolute greatest couples game of all time. So, today, may I recommend going to your loved one, give them a tight embrace, and invite them to play a little game with you. It might just make you look more like Thor to them than you ever thought possible. And with all that said, have an amazing game night soon.